Sir, you once said that Nigerians tend to go for the exotic rather than the achievable. What is the achievable and how do we achieve it?
Well, for me, is that if every country or any society to grow, you have basics. And these basics are fundamental things that you can do easily and all that. And it can work and easily. But for example, if you see a place where they have small roads that you can reconstruct, or even existing roads that have potholes and everything, provide basic things like water, repair the schools and everything.
And make them function.
Make them function, make them work. Okay. You find out that we're busy trying to build the massive thing and think, oh, well,
and we end up not completing it.
Completely.
That takes me to one thing that now that I have you here as a former governor, I would like to ask. Because I think at the heart of some of the problems we have is the issue of continuity from one governor to another governor. Because a new governor comes in, he does not share the same ideology with the former one. He abandons that one's project and starts a new one. Why are former governors always having issues with their successors?
Well, it's not having issues with their successors. I don't think it's wrong to say former governors don't continue, or governors don't continue from where their predecessors are, or they're having problems. The problem is that you have an unplanned system. If you have a planned system, it's difficult for anybody to deviate from it. That's what always brings me back to a planned system. If you have something like, let me always go back to China. Okay. The reason why I use China is that it's an example of a successful society where policies have been properly implemented. We were part of the MDG in 2000. Nigeria was the signatory to it. China was the signatory to it. What did China do? China went back to China and mainstreamed all the MDG policies in their developmental agenda. Yeah. From the national government to regional government
and Nigeria went to
local government. So it is all inclusive. Yeah. And they made it in such a way that every Chinese knew what it is all about. And they worked.
And we couldn't do the same here.
No, we didn't do the same. Because if we had done the same, nobody would be able to deviate. So within the 15 years, from year 2000, they signed it, to year 2015, China achieved all the goals of the MDG. And Nigeria did not achieve one goal. The Dubai that people are citing today didn't happen overnight. I was in Dubai in 1991. What you're seeing today in Dubai was not there. Completely.
But between 1991 and now, you can't compare Dubai to Nigeria.
That's what I'm saying.
We are way behind. And
no, far behind and far behind. You can't even compare with China that is bigger. I was in China in 1991. If you go to China today, it's a totally changed world. But all these things has to do, I keep saying it, with the global policy of the country.
So we don't have one?
No, we don't have. We don't have. But it is something that is being mentioned and not followed aggressively. Right. It's good to cite an example where there has been an articulated policy. That's why I started talking about China and MDG and what have they been to do. Why do I always use China? It's a success story, and it has a population that is far bigger than us. If I give you an example of what I'm saying, where you have an articulated policy, China has a population of 1,371,000,000. It's China. China is, you can say, is the most successful economy among the BRICS countries, which is...
Why so? Why so, sir?
That's what I'm coming to. You see, what China has done is that the leadership was focused on building an economy.
Okay.
And because of that, like I said, today in China, the most critical component of development is around micro, small, medium enterprise.
What is our own government focused on building?
In China, no, it's good to give you an example of what China is able to achieve.
I don't want it to be about China, because we use it as reference, then we come back to our reality.
Yes.
Now, you've talked about what China is.
If you see what they are achieving,
what about our own people? Yeah.
If you see what they are achieving,
yes,
and you know the reason why it is pertinent that we do the same thing. Yeah. They have produced a conducive environment to enable this micro, small, and medium businesses to thrive.
So in contrast here,
the consequence is that today in China, this sector that I'm talking
is growing,
contributes 60% of their GDP.
So what are we doing here? What are we doing right, or what are we doing wrong here?
So many things.
Okay.
We're not focused on providing enabling environment for this sector to thrive. In fact, small businesses here probably suffer more than big businesses.
True.
If you go out today and start your small business, I can assure you...
I have started and it has suffered.
Thank you. Yes. The local government, everybody will squeeze life out of you.
Yes.
Unlike in China, where you're encouraged.
So, sir, let me quickly ask, is that now the reason why our youths have lost complete faith in this country to the point where they are ready to die in the deserts of Libya and be sold out as slaves rather than stay in this country?
But that is a very sad story. It is. What government does to people is to give them hope. The leadership and government of Nigeria,
they've just taken hope and kept it for themselves.
There's a sense of hopelessness.
Yeah.
So when people do not have hope, they have no alternative than to go to wherever.
That's why we go more to church than to work.
Praying that God intervenes.
And I guess it's not how to build an economy.
No.
It's a problem. Sometimes I can't help but, much as we point fingers at the federal level, I think the state governments and the local governments have a bigger share of responsibility, which is why we are now talking about local government autonomy. Are you for local government autonomy?
Not just talking about the autonomy or no autonomy. Don't say the states and local government share more responsibility. I disagree.
No, I said they should take
the federal
as much of the responsibility as the
that's why people are talking about it.
Because they have allocation.
If the central government, who signed, like I said, you must allow to who signed like this MDG policy, who is signatory to the Sustainable Development Policy, have mainstreamed it into our developmental agenda, it will cascade down to the states, to the local government. So everybody knows it's like a team. When you have a team playing in a field, everybody knows it's weak. And you hardly make a mistake because you could be removed for not doing the right thing. But when you have everybody playing to any side, it's like somebody who is traveling without a destination. So every road will lead you there because there's no destination.